Dave Johal for the Boxing Voice. Pleased to be joined by Ekow the Engine Essuman. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Thanks for having me today.
Anytime. I'm actually down the road from you anyway, Derby based, and I know you're from Notts, which is great. How you been during the lockdown, and what have you been doing training wise?
I've been all right. I just keep on keeping on, and I've just been doing the first couple of weeks. I took that time out to rest and let my body give my body a break. But then after that, I started back on my runs every other day. I do conditioning circuits probably about 5 times a week, and I bought a standing boxing bag, so I'm still punching as well. So I'm still doing quite a bit, actually.
Good stuff. Which gym do you train out of in Nottingham? Is it the DDT one?
The DCT gym, Dreams Come True gym. It's based in Hyston Green, Nottingham. Run by the head coach, Barrington Brown.
Good stuff, because I know David Avanisi was training there as well, wasn't he?
He was coming there to spar me, yeah.
Good stuff. So, you've recently signed with Frank Warren and Queensbury Promotions. How did that deal go ahead? I know you were on one of the Leicester cards before, weren't you?
Yeah, I was on one of the Leicester cards, and since then I've just been doing my own thing and building up my ranking and obviously my name in the sport and whatnot. And the new signing deal came about because I've obviously won the English title, and I defended it to a very high-ranked and talented Tyrone Nurse, and then I did a second defense to unbeaten prospect Curtis Felix, and as a result of that, it got me a British Eliminator bid, and so that's when Warren came on board.
Brilliant. I bet it's great working with Frank Warren, isn't it? With all the pedigree of talent he's had throughout the years and everything like that. Was it a dream come true for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's come about at the right time. I've got myself to the position where I have something to give to them, and they obviously have somewhere to push me. So it's great because the thing I'm most excited about is that I know I'll get good fights with good opposition now, and I'll get paid for it as well, and I'll get that exposure that I need, because I think I was going a bit under the radar where I wanted to get certain fights, but it didn't make sense to the people because I didn't have a promoter backing me. I didn't offer exposure for TV fights and whatnot. But now it's got to a point where same set people, I'm becoming mandatory for them to fight. So it's a win-win.
Brilliant. And what was the plans going to be this year, Ekow? Because the pandemic we're all living through it now, aren't we? And also at the same time, the last time I believe you were in action, correct me if I'm wrong, was that in November of last year?
Yeah, I was last active in November last year, November the 30th. And the next time I should be in action again was going to be at some point maybe in July in the British Eliminator. But with the pandemic going on, I don't fully know when I'll be out again. Hopefully I'll get out on one of the closed circuit shows with obviously no crowds once the lockdown rules start to come down a bit.
Brilliant. And I mean the British, if we look at the British welterweights, there's Conor Benn, there's Josh Kelly. I know you've been quite vocal about Conor Benn. Is that a fight do you see somewhere down the line? Do you think that fight can happen between you and Conor Benn? You both got similar records, even with Josh Kelly as well.
Yeah. I mean, I'd love the fights to happen. Before I was calling out Conor Benn because I wanted the fight, but I didn't quite probably warrant the fight. Probably didn't make sense to his people and whatnot. But at this point in time, I've got the British Eliminator set, so I need to worry about that. But I know Chris Jenkins is fighting Johnny Garton, and Conor Benn is set to fight the winner of that. So that's his chance to get in the mix for the British. So I could still very well meet him and just bide my time till he's on the opposite side of the ring.
Yeah, I mean, do you rate him at all? Have you seen much of him?
Yeah, of course. I mean, if you're not watching the people in your division to see what's out there, then like you probably doubting a few people's capability. And he's not had the amateur background that I've had, and but that doesn't set him off or set him apart, because it doesn't really matter. It's about what you can do and learn as a pro. And as a pro, he's been coming on, and you can see in the fights that there's been some steady progression. But saying that, I still feel with my boxing brain, I do him over.
Bear with me. So yeah, talking about your amateur pedigree as well. I've had a look and it's quite extensive. I mean, did you narrowly miss out on a GB place when it was time to, back in the day, go to the Olympics?
Well, I was on the GB squad already. It was between myself, Cyrus Patterson, Scott Fitzgerald at one point, and Josh Kelly. But in the end, I just missed out to Josh Kelly, and he got the chance to go to the qualifier. So yeah, narrowly missed out on the Olympic spot. But I was on the GB team with the rest of the lads.
What was Josh Kelly like as an amateur? I mean, you sparred David Avanisi. They were going to have a fight, as we were all aware, at the O2 March 28th. You've had a feel of both of them, I take it. How do you think that fight would have gone down, and how good is Josh Kelly?
It's hard to say, because obviously when I sparred Josh Kelly, it was when we was both amateurs, so we were different fighters then. He's very obviously similar style, but he would have started to learn the tricks of the trade as a pro and whatnot. So it's not that simple to say, but it will be interesting to see the kind of pace that he has now as a pro, and how he can cope with the pro style and the pressure of someone like David Avanesian. So obviously I sparred him as a pro. I can see what kind of level he's at or where he's at, and see what that European kind of title level is like. The Josh Kelly of the amateurs would have had to have obviously learned a bit to be able to cope with a style like that. But that doesn't mean he hasn't, because I've not sparred him as a pro. So it'll be, for me, after having sparred David Avanesian many times, I was really looking forward to that fight to see where Kelly was at. Yeah,
because it was the draw that he was coming off, wasn't he? And they were both going to fight. And then something happened, and then the fight just didn't happen. But just going on to like world level, I mean, you alluded to the fact that you have to keep an interest in what's going on at all levels, British, world. We've got Spence Jr. out there, we've got Crawford, Manny Pacquiao still knocking about as well. Who, in your opinion, is the best welterweight out there so far? The man to beat?
Right now, it's a toss-up between Errol Spence and Crawford. I mean, sometimes I'll be leaning towards Spence, because I think technically he does everything right and he's really precise with his shots, and his shots carry weight. But at the same time, I really appreciate Crawford's style and the way he can adjust during fights and just turn them around.
Do you think? I mean, is that the fight that should be made between them, just to find out who is the elite of the elite? Yeah.
I'd definitely say that. I'd say them two need to get it on, and then obviously there's other boxers out there like Keith Thurman, and there's quite a lot. Obviously it's a bit hard because there's so many sanctioning bodies with belts, and then the rankings are different in all of them. So some people go amiss until all of a sudden they come out of nowhere and sort of make a mockery of the scene.
Yeah, anything can happen. It's one of them divisions, isn't it? I mean, another thing I was going to ask you,
especially in welterweight.
Yeah, it's just packed, isn't it? The other thing I was going to ask you was as well, if you put your fan hat on, which sort of fight were you looking forward to watching most this year as well?
Which fight was I most looking forward to watching?
Loads have been cancelled, haven't they?
Yeah? Sorry, I look forward to watching the Avanissian and Kelly match.
Yeah, that would have been a barn burner, to be fair.
And then there was Luther Clay and Chris Congo as well. I was looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think, were they scheduled on for the same night, weren't they?
Yeah, it was going to be the same night. I was going to make sure to go down to be there. I had my ticket sorted.
Obviously, plans never went. They just fell by the wayside, didn't they? Which is a bit of a shame. I mean, what do you do outside of training? Are you watching anything box set wise at the moment? Playing any games or?
Yeah. On my PlayStation, well, not all the time, but quite a lot of the time. My tag is Ekow_Demus, DEIMUS, and I play a lot of Call of Duty Warzone and Rainbow Six Siege, and then I spend the rest of my time probably watching Netflix series and movies.
That's all you can do, though, isn't it, at the moment, and train?
Yeah. Well, it's a bit funny because obviously you have to spend most of your time indoors. I've been trying to read a lot more. I've been sticking to my meditation and mindfulness, which is pretty good, especially at times like this. And and just watching a lot of boxing as well, looking at different boxers' techniques and how they go about doing them. Like looking at good body punches and where they actually hit and what they actually do to set up the punches, and then noting it down, taking from it, going and practicing it when I'm shadow boxing or hitting the bag and that. So, yeah, just making the most of this time, really.
Brilliant. I mean, being from Nottingham, we can't not talk about Carl Froch. Have you ever bumped into him? Has he given you any advice or anything, or?
Yeah. When I was on the GB squad, he used to go there quite a bit. Obviously, with Rob McCracken being his trainer. Sometimes after the lads had finished for the day, he'd be training afterwards. Talked to him a few times, and I do see him about in Nottingham every once in a while at the boxing shows and just out and about. He's a cool guy. He has given me advice as well. He was one of the people. He actually before I fought the likes of Tyrone Nurse, he was telling me I just need to fight in one of those fights where people just see me losing. They just see me as the underdog. I need to go out there and just pick a head and get a good scalp.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully, with when the COVID stuff dies down, you get a few more fights, and we'll see a lot more of you in on BT Sport, because that's where you're going to be at now, aren't you? BT Sport with Queensbury Promotions.
Definitely.
100%.
Get used to this thing, causing a scene.
Very finally, Ekow, where can people follow you? Where can we get more of you?
Forget to like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.